say they are them that keep the commandments, cause them have the right to the tree of life and can go through the gate into the city. Cause without, them a dog.
Thy kingdom come is told Meg, so obey the Mosaic, nigga, that's great. Like the captivity when holy Moses stole the locust, scoliosis, get back crazy. Christ the living water, free to wave, will behave. I need a slave, Mr. Passways. He just laughed and said, nigga, it ain't over till then seen a higher choir full of fat ladies. Hamashiach birth was perfect, he don't act shady. Spirit dope from the womb like a crack baby. We Christ followers, let America meet the black Navy. And watch this privileged Christian cracker like black slaves. Israelites, bitch, we humongous. Wise Q and Q the cucumber. I prep twice, my mind 2 bunkers. Voice of choice to the newcomers. My Micah Myers, I need blue jumpers. 300 kosher soldiers, Leonidas. Awards ready, Gideon and Titus. No being nice, a knife to Dionysus. My law heathens, I quit being biased. The key to tree of life is being pious.
You loudmouth bitches barking at the dog whisperer. You will catch these paws in the name of the living word. I don't pump fake, I'm a pivot around this perimeter. They bite the jab step, whole time I'm checking your temperature. I can minister this literature in a verse into integers. All the babes in the truth weaned off the milk, get a quench of thirst. We are holy people, that's set apart like a room full of introverts. I guarantee you have never heard that up in your church. You see this woolly hair, plus my feet the color of brass. I'm just here to prophesy, my foot going up your ass. I'm smart, while others chuckle, I'm glad I can make you laugh. Come on and sign it there, bro, all I need is your autograph. I got a stick in my hand like I'm ready to play fetch. You brag about your hands, but there's nothing you can't catch. I'm a landlord, no dogs around this complex. Been stepping on shit, can't keep my feet off next.
Yeah, man, tell them boys, say, yo, you know, hear me change. Yo, hold my glasses, let me talk to them boy, yo. Yo, you sitting at the kingdom. You know see my mansion right there, sir. You know see my car. Yeah, man, you know see it, you know? Yo, Christian Corey. Now look on them now. Them outside of the gate and them can't come in. But I eat everlasting fruit. No more pain, no more hunger. Just riches and wealth and good life and living. But because you know keep the commandments of the Most High, you're outside of the gate now and you can't come in, yo.
Deacon, only 12 tribes in the kingdom, the dogs are outside, weeping and gnashing the teeth. You hear the outcries, to get there you gotta be humble and denounce pride. They in awe when them chariots come. You see them mouth wide, shout out to the northern kingdom. But I'm from Southside, we outside doing the work. You on the couch fried, the greasiest. The flow was easiest, swatting house flies. The big shark that outgrew his tank.
You know, hey, I'ma wait. I'ma sit right here, no, for real. Yeah, I'ma wait. I'm sitting here, struggle real, cause I'm new and it's true. Had to change my ways and the things that I do. The world start tripping when you start wearing fringes. Your friends go missing and your fam won't listen. They say that I changed cause I'm doing things different. Instead of following the pastor, prefer to follow scriptures. Tired of being attentive to opinions. If you insert into the word, you are sinning. Telling me how this world works with no chapter or verse. I done did bad, I ain't trying to do worse. But sir, you can do whatever you like. I prefer to follow these books and wait on Christ. And it's a battle each day. Gotta read his word and do what it say. Make sure I don't sin. Matthew 24:13 and do it to the end. I pray that my family's great. Be in one accord with his word one day. Until you come back to this place, I'm gonna spread your word and do it and wait.
All right, y'all. Hold on a second. Trying to see how to work all this new crap. They be adding stuff and don't teach nobody how to work it. Not putting stuff up on the screen. I'm thinking it's just gonna stop. It's looping and stuff. All right, y'all. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Gracious.
Shalom.
Lord have mercy. That just made me mad a little bit. All right. Shalom, y'all. All praise to the Most High. Hope y'all prepared well for Day of Atonement. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna let a couple more people get up in here. Give it just a second. Let me look for something real quick. Anything y'all want to say? No?
Shalom,
Shah,
shalom.
Hawam,
Y'all
Yaka
watching
Party.
your brother Thumb. Bashar, Yawam, Kapar.
Yeah. Hashaya Wam Haka
Right?
Party.
It's happy Day of Atonement. Right? So, Lord willing, everybody have a blessed atonement. Right? Getting them prayers up, praying for your brothers, praying for your sisters. You know what I'm saying? Praying for your families out there, man. This is the day that the Most High gave us to, afflict our souls and get a clean slate, so to speak. Right. So use this time very wisely. Yeah.
All right, con. Well, y'all hit the like button when y'all come in the building, Baba Kasha. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. Let's get Hosea chapter 4 and 6. The lesson for today is gonna be remembrance, right? Main thing I want you guys to come into this Day of Atonement doing is remembering who you guys are and what this thing is for, right? I ain't been on Clubhouse, but I've been hearing a lot of what's been going on in the last 2 weeks. From what I hear, it's not the type of stuff we should be doing around this period of atonement, right? And other things that have been happening, right? There's certain discussions we as a camp never had with the public because of things like this, right? So I just felt it was important to reiterate this message because it's something that we seem to have to reiterate every single year. And if we continue to have to reiterate this every single year, I don't see us getting out of here, right? Like we all thought World War III was going to happen, right? There's some things that happen today that might stop that from, escalating as quickly as we thought it might happen. And it could be because brothers ain't got their stuff together, right? Every time it look like we're getting close, the Most High says, right? So it's like, I feel like that keeps happening because we keep having to reiterate this message that, we having to reiterate today. So with that being said, I don't know who wants to grab what, but somebody get Hosea 4 and 6, somebody Jeremiah 6 and 16.
I got Hosea.
Jeremiah 17 and 4 and Baruch. The same person could get Jeremiah 6 and Jeremiah 17. And the next person could get Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30. So y'all work that out. Whoever said they got Hosea, go ahead and grab that.
It's the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children.
Hey, that's facts. So we have forgotten the law of our God. Most High has forgotten our children. We have discontinued from the laws that the Most High gave us and the culture that the Most High gave us, the way that we're supposed to treat each other, right? All of that stuff we've discontinued from, and we continue to pay the price for that. I'm going to put these precepts in the officer chat for y'all, so y'all could go ahead and grab them if y'all want to. Y'all can have them forever. All right. So that's the main thing, right? We've been destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Many of our people in the world, and I don't know if any of you guys, but I know me for certain. I wasn't doing this in the world. I wasn't practicing a day of atonement, right? I wasn't taking a day to atone for my sins and fast and afflict my soul and afflict my flesh, right? So this is a very important thing to do. Jeremiah 6 and 16.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith Yahweh, Stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old path, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
Yeah. And even now, with all the things that we see happen to our people in this captivity, there's still Israelites that believe we don't have to, keep any of the laws in captivity. We don't have to do this Day of Atonement, right? And it keeps becoming more evident that this is something that we need as a nation, because we can't seem to get little things together that even our enemies have been able to get, right? We can see the Jewish people band together and get certain things done that we can't get done. Elam is banding together. They could all get a damn gas station in a Indian spot, right? The Chinaman, they all could get their little Chinese buffet that they put in the hood, right? And pass it around between their family members and stuff. They're in cahoots with it, right? Ishmael could get their gas stations and all be in cahoots on their Islam and, all come together to go against the Jewish people. Everybody could be in cahoots with each other and could be aligned with their people except us. Y'all realize that? Right? You got certain African nations and stuff like that coming together to join BRICS that wasn't working together before. But we can't come together for nothing. Even in the truth, we having, issues with each other, right? In the time period where we know we're not supposed to be promoting issues with each other, right? So, I mean, all of us, even if you celebrate lunar or the full moon, whatever it is, right? All of us have been within this Day of Atonement for the last at least, month, 2 months, right? So we've all had to participate in this. So there's no reason why certain conversations that have been happening on the internet recently have been happening, because we all shouldn't be in that type of spirit. But here we are, right? So we have to get back to the old path, the way that the Most High, the way the Most High intended for us to treat each other, right? And that's what we need to do. We need to get back to that. Give me Jeremiah 17:4, Kasaji, since you did Jeremiah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Right. So we have kindled a fire in the Most High's anger, which is going to burn forever. And it's going to continue to burn, as we see certain things are going to be played on us. We're going to keep hearing these wars and think it's time, and then it don't look like it's time. And it might be because of certain conversations y'all are having with each other, because y'all always building up some strife amongst each other instead of us actually coming together in the spirit. Instead of us being examples to the people we always getting on, like the Christian church, you know what I'm saying? We reposting videos on folks fighting at funerals and stuff, but we doing it, during the Day of Atonement, within the weeks of our days of atonement, right? Old camp members having arguments with each other online, wives, ex-wives, making videos, causing a bunch of strife, doing crazy open rebukes on the internet. Like, it's time and place for everything, guys. Everything don't have to be happening at once. You don't got to do all that stuff right now, right? So it's like there's wisdom that comes in certain things and times to do certain things at the time and place for everything, right? Proverbs 3, Ecclesiastes 3. So we have to get to realizing that, right? It's not expedient to have certain conversations just because your spirit tell you, hey, I need to say this right now. Look at where we are as a nation. Look at what's going on with the people. Maybe that's not the right time to do that, brother, right? So these are the things we have to be cognizant of. And I think, this conversation needs to be had. Baruch 2:30.
Calm. It's the book of Baruch, chapter 2, and verse number 30. It says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's what we have to do. In the land of our captivity, we have to stop fighting with each other. We got to stop cleaving to the ways of our enemies that taught us how to live here in this captivity. And we have to come back to the law, come back to the spirit, right? Learn how to live amongst each other as brethren and deal with each other as a people again, right? All this crap that we doing right now ain't stuff that we would have been doing back in the day. There's ways that we would have handled things. There's times of the year that we would have handled things and chose not to have certain conversations because of things like this, right? So that's the things we need to get back to administering and initiating within our community. There's a time and place for everything. And the Day of Atonement is not the time to bring up strife and start your open rebukes, right? Do that, closer to Passover, right? Really before, but after the Day of Atonement. You see what I'm saying? You got the whole next month. You got the whole December. You got the whole January, right? You got the Purim month. Y'all could do all your reconciling and open rebuking then. Why did everybody decide to do all of that right now? Don't make no sense. It's not gonna make it easier for folks to forgive you right now, especially if what you said pissed them off. Now you put more and more people in a salvation issue in a time where they're supposed to be repenting. That's not gonna get us out of here, right? Certain brothers had conversations and made certain videos and stuff like that it wasn't expedient to make right now. I'm just being honest, because it made other people make videos that caused strife and a bunch of other crap happen, right? Certain conversations was had, stuff that's not expedient for our nation right now, right? So we got to remember there's a time and place for everything, time and season for everything. And it's not expedient to do everything just because you felt like doing it. My bad. Go ahead, Ak. You want to say something?
Hey, let me get the book of Isaiah chapter 3 and verse number 8.
Go right ahead.
Right, because the brother,
I'll get it for you. Since y'all
on fire right now, man. Right? Our brothers, they choose to pick the wrong times to want to do things like this, but we call this sifting season for a reason.
Fact.
Right? Every time around the Day of Atonement, right? Right around the time of Passover, people start to bug out. Some people get to falling out this thing, man. Right? Because because it's a time and a place for everything, man. Hey, it's a time. Hey, matter of fact, let's get that, man, because we done said that too. Let's get Ecclesiastes.
Isaiah 3 and 8.
No, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, real quick.
Yeah, one of y'all get Ecclesiastes 3. I'll read Isaiah 3 and 8 because y'all gonna be reading some precepts from me. I don't want y'all to get all cotton mouth stuff. I drank a lot of water today.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 8.
Started from verse number 1.
Started 1. Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 3 from the top. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Right. So just like he said, right? It's a time, right? And it's a season for everything. Right? The season of atonement is the time for you to try to wipe slates clean, man. To try to get back in the graces of the good graces of the Most High. Right? It's a time to forgive your brother. Right? Because the Most High is not going to forgive a brother who's holding a grudge against another brother. He's just not doing it. Right? Matthew 6 and 14 says, forgive. Right? I'm going to get this so I can read it myself. Right? The book of Matthew chapter 6 and verse number 14, it says, for if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Right? So this is not a time, right, for brothers to be not forgiving trespasses, unless they want to fall out this thing, unless they want the Most High to not be dealing with them over the next couple months, man. Right? This is the time for brothers and sisters to wipe their slate clean, man. Right? Let's get that Isaiah chapter 3 and verse number 8. Bubba Kashaf. Matter of fact, start at verse 5.
Oh, my bad. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 5. And the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another.
Hey, Salaki. Salaki, right? So our people are oppressing one another, man. Right? We oppressing each other in the streets, shooting each other down. Right? And in this truth, it seems like brothers and sisters oppressing each other here, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not knowing what to say, when to say it, not knowing how to say it. Right? Everything don't need to be said out in front of everybody. Right? Hey, and you know what? Hey, maybe that's of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, the whole time the Most High is showing people in these last days, hey man, not to be idolizing certain brothers, man. Right? Not to be idolizing these, not to idolize nobody. Right? And to show that, hey man, just because we out here teaching, hey, brothers go through things, man. Brothers have fallen outs. Today it's all about what? Reconciliation. Like what we trying to do, reconcile with the Most High. Trying to reconcile. We have to reconcile with one another first, though. Right? Jump down to verse. Matter of fact, I'm reading that Bible.
And everyone by his neighbor, the child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable.
Right, and we see that. Right, we get, you get certain people. Hey, they feel like they know more than the ancients. Right, you get certain people that's disrespecting the elders, man. Right, in and out the truth, all across the world, all across the whole entire nation of Israel, in the truth and out the truth. This is happening, man. Right, and at the end of the day, it's us oppressing one another. Right, and jump down to verse number 8.
Verse 8: For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen.
Right, and as long as we continue to behave this way, we're gonna be ruined and we're gonna be fallen.
Because they're my bad.
Like we're gonna continue to perpetuate the hate in Deuteronomy 28:64. I mean 54. We're gonna continue to perpetuate. We're gonna continue to lament. We're gonna continue to perpetuate the lamentations, man. And all the other curses that we're going through. Right, read on.
Because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory.
Right. And as long as we continue to behave this way, right, as long as we continue to not show brotherly love, right, as long as we continue to not forgive, right, we're going to be provoking the Most High we're going to be provoking the Most High to anger, man. We ain't going to receive the glory. We ain't going to receive the things that he has written for us because, hey, man, we don't deserve it yet. Right, so Lord willing, everybody, repent. You know what I'm saying? Write down your things that you need to atone for. Right, hit up that brother or sister. Right, say Salakia for any fault that you caused against them. Right, and y'all can reconcile. And we can move forward. Right, past all this bull crap that's going on, man. And we can atone and get back one step closer to getting in the good graces of the Most High. Are you?
Hold on a second. My bad, y'all. I gotta get back to my notes. I was doing something. All right. So good precept. Sirach 33:7. Whoever want to get that.
I got it.
And then we got, I don't know if y'all saw the other ones. I also need Leviticus 23 and 26, Romans 12:1. So y'all can hold up. Whoever want to get it. Go ahead.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 7. Why doeth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun?
So we got to understand that there's certain days that excel another, right? Every day is not the same. Even though Esau taught that to you, right? Every day is not the same, though. And this day is different, right? This is a day you have to actually repent. This is a day you have to actually be forgiven of your sins for the whole year, right? Get your slate wiped clean. So this is a day you need to take seriously, right? Go ahead.
Verse 8. By the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished.
That's it. Salakia. No, read the verse 9.
Verse 8. By the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them have he made high days and hallowed them, and some of them has he made ordinary days.
That's right. So we got ordinary days, right? We got holy days, right? Your day of atonement is a set apart day. It's a separate day. This is a holy day, right? It's a day for you to do things different. You ain't supposed to work this day. You're supposed to chill out your crib, take the day off, right? And it just so happens this year falls on our Sabbath, right? So you ain't supposed to be working anyway, right? So that's just what it is. Most I did it like that, right? So now you get a day where if you doing what you're supposed to be doing, you shouldn't have had to call off work. You just off work. You get to relax, right? and afflict yourself for the whole day. We ain't going to camp. So if you're gonna be looking for us, you crazy, because I'm not gonna be talking and I can't drink no water. Nah, not doing it. So in fact, I'm doing that tonight. So I'm lying. I am doing it, but I'm not gonna do it twice. Not for y'all, right? So love y'all, but nah. So that's what it is, right? We're gonna take this day and treat it the way we're supposed to be treating it, as a day that is used to afflict ourselves, right? And to forgive ourselves. It's also, ironically, gonna be a day to give you rest as well, because it's falling on your Sabbath. So Leviticus 23 and 26. This is your day of atonement.
Con, it's the book of Leviticus. I got it. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse number 26, and it reads,
Get Romans 12 and 1.
Con, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your soul, and offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh.
Mm-hmm. And contrary to popular belief, right, this is a holy convocation. So you don't have to do the Day of Atonement by yourself, right? You can afflict yourselves with other people if that's going to make it easier for you, right? You can make this a holy thing. You can make it a gathering. You can do it together, right? I'm at my parents' crib doing it. So
you should do it together.
You should do it together, right? So it's gonna make it easier for you. Y'all be able to go over some scriptures together, stay in the spirit, right? Even forgive each other and make atonement to each other if y'all got things going on and stuff like that, right? This is a good day to do that. So if you got people in your family that's in the truth or whatever, or not in the truth, I would advise, since it's a Sabbath, you know what I'm saying? You got time to go over there, draw your little happy behind over to their crib and atone for your sins, right? Reconcile with each other, come back together. Y'all know what reconciling is, right? It's to come back, bring each other back, right? To rejoin yourselves. So that's what we have to do. We're supposed to rejoin ourselves in the spirit and physically, right? Because we are people that need to be together. We're supposed to gather ourselves together, right? It's not just a spiritual gathering like some camps teach. It's a physical gathering too. So in order to gather physically with people, certain people, right? It usually means that you can't have any strife or schism amongst you, right? This is a perfect day to prevent that from happening. Okay.
Hey, you don't want this, Salaki. You don't want this fast to be in vain, man.
You don't,
right? Give me Matthew. I'm gonna get Matthew chapter 5 and verse number 24. All right, the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse number 24. I'm gonna start at verse 22. It said, "But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whosoever shall say unto his brother Rakah shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there remembers that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave thy gift there. So like leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift." Right? Hey, so this is a situation. Hey, well, we bringing our gift to the altar. We coming to the Most High, right, and begging or praying that the Most High is going to forgive us for any sins cleaving to us. Right? So hey, we coming under atonement, right? Praying that the Most High is going to forgive us and have mercy upon us. Right? So how, like I say from the beginning, how we gonna go to the Most High with a gift, right, and not be reconciled to our brother first? Right? First things first, man.
Don't make no sense, right?
That's a fact.
It don't make no sense.
You don't want to, hey man, you don't want to waste the fast, man. And Day of Atonement fast is usually the hardest fast. It's spiritual.
Yeah.
Right. How you?
So Romans 12 and 1. Just to speak on that, right? Because part of this fast, like the brother was going into, right, is, it's a spiritual thing, right? And when you make your body a living sacrifice, that seems physical, but that's really a spiritual thing because of the things that you go through when you do it, if you're really doing it the correct way, right? So this is something, this fast, right, it being different than what it would have been back when it was initially created. This isn't a thing where we're sacrificing animals and stuff like that, right? The priest isn't going to do a wave offering. We're sacrificing ourselves. This is your day of atonement, and your body is the living sacrifice now, right? So that's the way to go about it. And there's things that come with that you can initiate, you know what I'm saying, to really make sure that, like the brother said, this fast isn't done in vain, right? One of them is actually doing the fast the way it says to do. So Romans chapter 12 and verse 1.
Call us the book of Romans, chapter 12, and verse number 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may that ye may prove what is that is good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
You see that? So it's your reasonable service, right? To actually do this and to make your body a living sacrifice. Put yourself out there, right? It's only one day. I know a lot of y'all don't fast, so that one day is really, it's crucial for y'all. It's terrible. It's a bad thing. Some of y'all can't go 5 minutes without drinking some water or some soda or some Coca-Cola, right? Something like that. So, like, I don't know. It's gonna be difficult for y'all. But if you would have been doing what the good brother Yawsop tell y'all to do all the time, right? He tell y'all to fast all the time. He put the hour prayer out there. He always reminded y'all better fast. So if y'all have been doing what the brother said, right, throughout this time, fasting should be easy for you. This one day should be a piece of cake. If you've been in the truth for a minute, this one day should be a piece of cake, because you should be keeping this faithfully all the time, right? And truth be told, if you plan on being here for Jacob's trouble, right, which we haven't fully gotten into yet, and the things that are going to happen during that time, you'd want to be preparing yourself to, possibly only be able to get one meal a day and to be able to survive off of that. So we've been trying to tell you guys even since the last camp. You know what I mean? Take some days where you only eat once, so that you're not used to eating 3 meals, 4, 5, 6, however many times some of you Negroes eat a day, right? Because when the famine begins, you're not going to have that much food, right? So you don't want to be taken out from hunger, or because, you don't want to go through withdrawals, because you got to have that little Debbie cake every now and then. You know what I mean? So you want to start weeding that stuff out right now. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. So Psalm 118 and 24.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 118 and verse 24. This is the day which the Lord had made.
118 and verse 24. Yeah, come. I was just making sure. My bad.
Okay. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 118 and verse 24. This is the day which the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
That's right. So while you're making your body a living sacrifice, you don't want to be sad, angry. Give me Matthew 6 and 17. You don't want to be, looking like, damn, I can't eat nothing. This is terrible. It's a bad day. It's a Sabbath. I can't go to camp. I got to stay in the house and afflict myself. I hate the Day of Atonement. You can't be like that, right? This is a day that the Most High made. There's brothers and sisters on this earth right now, or that used to be with us, that aren't on the earth right now to partake in this day, right? That I'm sure would love to be here. So take the day, enjoy the day, live it like any other day, right? And, well, the good brother Matthew, through Christ, even gave us, specific ways we're supposed to act as far as keeping this a day and treating it as a day as if we would, live every other day, right? So give me Matthew chapter 6 and 17 to prove exactly how you're supposed to act during this time, the way you should carry yourself, right?
Matthew 6 and 17. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret.
Mm-hmm.
And thy Father.
Know what I mean? Wash your face, brush your teeth. Sister asked me, so you one of them dudes that don't brush your teeth during the Day of Atonement? So I'm gonna brush mine. I know how to brush my teeth and not drink no water. Just being real with you. I'm a grown man. I don't swallow the toothpaste. No, I got a tongue scraper. I can make sure I scrape everything out my mouth and don't swallow a drop. Pause. So I don't know if it's a trained art, but I could do it. I want my breath stinking on Day of Atonement because I'm gonna be living like I live, right? Ain't nobody gonna know I'm fasting. So, yeah. Um, but if you don't want to brush your teeth, don't do it. I'm not gonna tell you to do it, but wash your face. Don't have you sleep in your eye. Don't look like a zombie. Put your beard on your arm, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Judah got that stuff on deck for you. If you ain't got none, you get it after the Shabbat. Know what I mean? Put your smooth like butter on your body, ladies and gentlemen. Know what I mean? Look like you're supposed to look. Smell good. Treat yourself like it's a normal day. Get dressed. Put your garment on. It's the Shabbat, right? And go over your scriptures. Teach your family. You know what I'm saying? Treat it like a normal day, right? A holy day, a normal holy day. How about that? So keep going. Matthew 6 and 17 and 18.
But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head, and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
All right, we back. Can y'all hear me?
Come.
Damn. I guess I blacked out for a second. All right. Did y'all hear what I said?
About what?
Did we finish Matthew 6 and 17 into 18?
You were just finishing it right there.
Oh, bet. Damn, I missed it. Okay. Can you read that part again? My bad.
Come.
What's going on there?
Matthew 6, 17 and 18. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head, and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret. And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
That's right. So don't let people know you're fasting. Treat it like a regular day. You know what I'm saying? Get dressed, put your clothes on. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be going to the store and all that stuff anyway because it's the Shabbat. But, teach your family, get dressed, wash your face. You know what I mean? And just be happy that you get to partake in this day because other people aren't here to do it, right? Let's get Baruch chapter 1, verse 19, right? To verse 22. And other brothers, we could go into the reasons to fast. And so somebody else that's not getting that, get Zechariah 1 and 3. And whoever's left, the second Esdras chapter 16 and 77.
So like y'all want to let me back on this real quick.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse number 47.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know that Deuteronomy 28, right? We got the gifts and we got the curses, right? We got the blessings and we got the curses, right? I'm gonna read Deuteronomy 28. I'm gonna start at verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. It's talking about the curses, right? Because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, right? So like he said, you don't want to treat this day, you don't want to be sad like, oh man, I can't eat all day and just be moping around because you can't eat, man. Right? That defeats the purpose of it, man. Because Christ said, man shall not live off bread alone anyway. So what are you doing? Right? So that's a cut, right? You should be glad that the Most High has given you an opportunity, right? You should be happy and grateful, right? And praising the Most High that He's given us an opportunity to get a clean slate. That He's given us an opportunity for atonement, because He could really just kill us for sin. He could just do that, right? But He's got so much compassion and so much mercy for us that He's given us a day, right? And we should be glad for that day of atonement, man. So don't be going around moping, right? Like He said, don't be sad, don't be walking around bending over, holding your stomach and oh man, I've been eating 22 hours. Like, no, don't do that. But JB complaining way before 22 hours. Yeah. Right? Hey, as soon as the fast starts, Jake get thirsty. They get I'm talking about as soon as the fast start, right? But you don't want to be that way, right? You want to serve the Most High with gladness, right? And you don't want this day to be a grievous day, man. So I yield. What you call?
What Baruch 119. You got it. Baruch 119. Whoever. All right, you got Zechariah 1 and 3.
This is Baruch 1 and 19.
All right, and then you get Yahusab get second Ezra 6:17. 16:77. I'm tripping. Second Ezra 16 and 77. All right, go ahead. Oh, damn. Baby.
Baruch 1 and 19. Since the day that the Lord brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt unto this present day, we have been disobedient unto the Lord our God, and we have been negligent in not hearing his voice. Wherefore the evils cleaved unto us, and the curse, which the Lord appointed by Moses his servant at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt, to give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is to see this day. Nevertheless, we have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord our God, according unto all the words of the prophets, whom he sent unto us. But every man followed the imagination of his own wicked heart, to serve strange gods, and to do evil in the sight of the Lord our God.
That's facts. So we got to remember, man, we've been going off since the time of Moses. It's about time to stop, right? Like, for real. About time to stop. So we got to get back into the mind state. These are the things that y'all should probably go over with your family too, so that it's in your kids' minds if you have children, right? Because this is a righteous generation that we're supposed to be raising up as well, right? So you want to put in your mind and their mind. This is something we've been going off from since the beginning, right? Instilling them like they do in the school. This is something you don't want to continue to do, right? We don't want to keep going off, because the longer we go off, the longer we continue to go off, the more this kingdom continues to go, right? The more evil continues to grow. And the harder it is for us to be in the situation we're supposed to be in, right? Which is above all nations of the face of the earth, right? Which is in a place where we can let our light shine so that righteousness reigns in this world, right? So that's what we need to get back to. I wanted to throw that out there so that y'all know we've been going off since then. We under these curses now because brothers have this Day of Atonement and don't actually take it seriously, right? Zechariah chapter 1 and 3, because there's reasons to fast, right? A couple of reasons that the Bible talks about, more than just these three scriptures that we're going to go over today. But these are just some reasons I thought were prevalent for what we're going through in the nation right now, right? And I just feel like they're relevant, right, for the things that we have happening in the nation right now. So we should go over them. Go ahead. Zechariah 1 and 3 to 4.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and verse 3. Therefore say thou unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, turn ye unto me, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will turn unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. Verse 4, be ye not as your fathers, unto whom the former prophets have cried, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, turn ye now from your evil ways and from your evil doings. But they did not hear, nor hearken unto me, saith the Lord.
You see, don't be like your forefathers, man. Right? Don't Baruch 3 and 8 tell you that we at this day in our captivity because of the forefathers, right? We being subject to the payments of their sins, right? George Washington and them ain't get to, pay for their sins, so their kids are gonna pay for it, right? We have that. We're gonna punish their seed for the sins of their fathers so that they never rise again. And the Most High is doing that to us right now, right? In time, the curses will turn on our enemies, like Deuteronomy 30 and 7 says. But right now, we the ones going through that in this captivity and all the other captivities that we're in throughout the face of the earth, four corners, right? So we as a people got to get back to understanding, our forefathers, like I said, like Baruch told you, right? Like Ezra told you, they've been going off since the beginning, right? We've been in enmity with the other people. We've been in affinity with the other people, right? In enmity with God. So we have to let go of the things that, we've adopted from these other nations, right? The strife between our brothers, fighting amongst each other, doing our women dirty and treating our kids like crap, right? All these different things that we do that create strife and animosity and schism within our community. we need to stop that, right? We need to root it out and get back to living the way the Bible tells us to live, right? So that's what Zechariah is explaining to us. We need to stop living as our forefathers lived, because we right now being punished for how they lived, right? All we're going to do is keep perpetuating these sins onto our children, right? And preventing them from being in this position to be able to rise about this captivity, right? We're going to keep pushing that righteous generation further and further down the line, as opposed to just making it happen right now, because we got the power to do that, right? But you have to take the steps to make those things happen, like the Bible's been telling us to do all this time, right? We take little steps and then we take a big step backwards because of the things that happen on Facebook, right? So if we can have things like that just stop happening year after year, then we'd be in a situation where we'd probably damn near be out of here, right? So I implore us to see if we can make that happen so we can end this thing, because a lot of us tired of being here, right? Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 77. And then Tobit 12 and 10 for whoever want to get that.
Cause the book of Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse number 77. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as the field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through.
Yeah, man. Whoa. To anybody that's overtaken, covered with their sins and iniquities, man. Right? This is a day for you to wipe that slate clean. Huh? Oh, my bad. Is it my internet messing up? Can y'all hear me?
No, we hear you.
Okay, bet. So yeah, like we need to, understand a lot of us have been covered with sins. Some of y'all are still covered with that because you've been in the truth, but you might have animosity with a brother that you haven't forgiven yet, right? You might have a problem with somebody in the truth that you haven't forgiven, or even in the world that's of this nation, right? You might have, yeah,
wives and you husbands too.
Yeah,
y'all can't wait.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's people that's watching this video. There's probably people watching this video together that need to forgive each other. Y'all got to do that.
Y'all got issues within each other. Y'all ain't spoke on it. Y'all just let it get swept under the rug. It's gonna get brought up again next week. Most I gonna pull it out if y'all don't put it into it right now, right? And as soon as it get pulled back out and y'all get back in the animosity, guess what happens? Your day of atonement was in vain, right? So that's what we got to understand. You're gonna keep making that happen if y'all don't actually put it into the things that y'all have that's causing the schism in the body. First Corinthians talks about that, right? Or is it First Corinthians? Yeah, First Corinthians chapter 12, right? When it talks about the different administrations and the different parts of the body, right? Our people don't understand. One of the things it talks about we can't have within the body of Christ is schism, right? That's why this brotherhood and us being on one accord and us perfecting the brotherly act of love and sisterly act of love and charity, long suffering, all those things Galatians 5 talk about that we're going to get over in a little bit, right? Those things are things that we need to perfect as a people, because if we do that, right, it stops the schism that's within the body. Even when we don't agree on certain things, it'll stop us from fighting about it, right? Even when we think a brother did something dirty or he did something wrong or didn't handle the situation right, it'll stop you from putting it on Facebook, right? It'll stop you from making a YouTube video about it. That'll make some other knucklehead be able to make a YouTube video just because he want clout. He don't care about if the nation goes into more strife because he made a video causing animosity, right? Off of your video that was just bringing light or clarity to a situation. But you got to be mindful of that. It's brothers that ain't, even though they in Israel, they wear the fringes, right? They don't actually have our best interests at heart. So they might see you make a video because they want clout. They just out here for some bread, right? They gonna make a video that's promoting your video, but in a negative light, to try to bring more schism to the body, right? To try to bring more eyes to the fact that you and this brother's having an issue, right? That's what happens. You said what?
Sowing discord
amongst the brethren, exactly, right? Might happen on Clubhouse, might happen on Facebook, but you actually open the door that's partly your fault as the guy that initiated it, because you opened the door by putting it out there into the public instead of doing what Matthew 18 said and coming to that brother with the situation privately, right? You decided to just post it on the internet. I'm mad about this, right? And then that brother, well, damn, and then y'all going back and forth, sound like a bunch of drums, just beating each other, right? And then other brothers want to jump in. Now folks choosing sides. Now it's schism in the body, right? His side looking at him, or the other guy like this, the other side looking at the other guy like this. Now it's two sides. Y'all are the same coin, right? But you didn't split each other off a situation that ain't even got nothing to do with y'all, right? So that's why, like, there's conversations we as a camp could have had with folks, right? We ain't never put nothing in there. There's a reason for that. We want nobody choosing sides, right? Other folks wasn't cognizant enough to do that, but we didn't bring light to it because we didn't want nobody choosing sides. So it like, that's the type of sacrifices you got to make sometimes. And I had to learn that, right? Because I'm the brother that want to, you know, rah, let's bring light to everything, right? But as you progress and as you grow in this thing, you have to learn there's a time and place for everything. That's not the way to do it. You have to take yourself out the equation sometimes to look at the nation, right? And if brothers would have did that within the last month, I'll say, a lot of the conversations that are being had right now on the internet, Facebook, Clubhouse, right? We wouldn't be having them because certain situations wouldn't be in the air because other people wouldn't know about it, because it's a different way that we can handle things as opposed to just anytime we mad at something, let's just throw it on the internet, or let's subliminally say it in a video and bring light to it, right? Have people thinking, damn, what the hell are you talking about? Then they're going to do research, right? You know, you've been making Facebook posts about it. So when they, damn, what are you talking about? They're going to go on your Facebook page or your Twitter page or whatever. They see who you talking about, right? And then it go like that. So you got to be cognizant of the things you do, how you handle certain situations, what you say online, especially if you're a leader, because it could cause schism in the body. And at that point, it ain't the fault of the person you mad at. The Most High is looking at you at that point at fault, right? Because you're the one that brought light to the situation that attracted all these other people to it and made them choose a side, made them feel like they needed to pick somebody's side, right? Now they're looking at their brother or their sister a certain type of way. So that's things y'all got to look at, right? Men and women, because it's happened both ways within the last month that I've seen. All right. Was you going to say something, y'all? What's up? Or no?
You know, I was, but you go ahead.
All right, come. Because, you know, we got time. I ain't in no
All right,
rush.
let me get the book of Second Corinthians, chapter 13.
We the only ones teaching tonight, so y'all got time. Y'all will be able to sleep and rejuvenate yourselves.
Let me get the book of Second Corinthians, chapter 13. All right.
Yeah, I'll grab it for you.
Start at verse number 7. Well, I want verse 5. Get verse 5 and jump down to 7.
All right, 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith.
Salakia. And this is what this day is about. Examine ourselves. Right? Right now, I got a whole list. I ain't gonna show you my list. I got a whole list, right, of things that I wrote down to atone for. Right? Right? It comes with examining yourself. And you have to be real with yourself, man. You can't grow in this thing, right, if you can't be real with yourself. Right? You can lie to everybody. Right? He said, y'all gotta get up for that's fact. Y'all got to. Right? But you can't
go to sleep.
You can lie to a bunch of people, but you can't lie to yourself. Right? You gotta be honest with yourself. You gotta examine ourselves in this truth, man. Right? If we're gonna grow thereby, right? How are we gonna get one step? How are we gonna get 1% better, right? If we're not examining ourselves to put away the old way, to put away the old man. Right? Read on.
Know ye not, Salakia, prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye be reprobates.
Right? And Yahushua, right, wasn't going around backbiting. Yahushua wasn't going around holding grudges against brothers. Yahushua wasn't being disrespectful to brothers, man, or sisters. Right? Yahushua taught us how to love one another. He was a perfect example of how we supposed to behave ourselves, how we supposed to carry ourselves in this thing, right? And if Yahushua is supposed to be in us, we have to follow those steps, right? Everybody want to be Peter, but don't nobody want to be Yahushua. Everybody want to be quick to spaz out, right? I'm guilty of that.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? I'm super guilty of that, right? But hey, man, we gotta strive to be more like Yahushua, man, in this thing, man. Right? We have to examine ourselves. Keep reading.
Come on. You want me to get verse 6 or jump to verse 8?
Might as well, jump. Read that.
But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates.
Mm-hmm.
Now I pray to God that ye do no evil. Not that we should appear approved, but that ye should
what? Not that we should
appear approved. Don't
not
just
that
look
we
like
look the part.
Yeah.
Right? Not that we should look mighty. Not that you should look on YouTube and be like, hey man, that brother Yawasab, hey man, he knows some precepts. But that brother Eliel, man, he fire with the history. Right? Hey, them brothers, the Lord gotta be dealing with it. Nah, that ain't how we want to be. We don't want to just look like we look like we just look the part. We want to be the part. Right? Because if we look the part and not the part, we hypocrites. So that's what this Day of Atonement is about, examining yourself. So, hey man, you can be real with yourself. You got to be real with yourself, and don't try to pause the video and try to look at my list either. Right? right? You got to be honest. We got to be honest with ourselves, man. Right? Read on, Baba Kashan.
But that you should do that which is honest, though we be as reprobates.
Read on.
For verse 8, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth.
And that's one thing we got to remember. It don't matter if you fall out this thing or what. Hey, you ain't doing nothing against the truth, because at the end of the day, it was set from the beginning. So that's why we got to strive to keep the law. We got to strive to be reconciled. We got to strive to love one another. Because if we fall off, if you fall off, God forbid, if I fall off, Yahweh forbid, right? Hey man, this thing gonna keep going. The Most High gonna put somebody else in your place, and they're gonna do your job better than you, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, hey, we can do nothing against the truth. So hey, brothers and sisters, we better shape up, me included. We better shape up, get in shape. We better do what we supposed to be doing to move forward in this thing, right? A year.
All right. Good precept. Once again, Tobit chapter 12 and verse 10. Who got that?
It's the book of Tobit, chapter 12, verse 10. But they that sin are enemies to their own life.
Say it one more time.
But they that sin are enemies to their own life.
So people talk about all the time, right? Like committing suicide. That's crazy. No, I would never do that. Man, that's wild. I mean, what would put that in yourself to just make you take yourself off the earth? Like, you didn't think there was going to be a better tomorrow? You make them jokes all the time, but every time you sin, you committing suicide. Right? Read it one more time out.
The book of Tobit, chapter 12 and verse 10. But they that but they that sin are enemies to their own life.
That's right. They that sin are enemies to your own life, man. You're gonna die. You putting yourself in danger, right? Causing schism in the body, right? Sowing discord amongst the brethren is sin. You're committing suicide, right? So be mindful of that too when you put certain things out on the internet, when you put certain things in the airways, and you want to talk about certain brothers and sow discord, and you think you just putting stuff in the air and making it, known to people the truth or your truth of a situation. But you doing that, like I said, could cause people to pick a side, right? It could be looked at as backbiting or whatever the situation is, because you putting people involved in a situation that was never meant for them to be involved in, right? you're making people privy to information that they wasn't privy to before, that had nothing to do with them. So you're putting yourself in a vicarious situation with that, right? That could be looked at as sin, which is what? You putting your life in danger.
You got a bunch of people saying, I heard this. I heard that. You know, such as that. And you know how the rumor game go, right? Once by the time it gets to the 100 person, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
It ain't got nothing to do with how it started. Completely
Hey, forget the fact that what the person might already be saying might be false. Right? Forget that. Right? But by the time it gets to the other person, it ain't got nothing. Hey, you done misconstrue what the person actually said. Right? Just because a person don't know how to go to their brother, or go to their sister, or go to their significant other to hash out a problem like they supposed to. Right?
Oh, that's facts right there, man. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get into like all of this stuff I'm telling y'all, not because I'm perfect at it. These are things I had to do too, right? So like we got a famous phrase that we made, right? When we teach y'all, we teach ourselves. So that's something that, you know, we still doing that here, right? That ain't ever stopped. So let's get Joel chapter 2 and verse 12 and Daniel 9 and 3. Right? Joel 2 and 12 and Daniel 9 and 3.
This is Joel 2 and 12. Therefore also now, saith Yahweh, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting.
With what?
With fasting.
Yeah, some of y'all don't fast, and you think you've never fasted, only except on the Day of Atonement, and you think you turning your heart to the Most High. Right? The reason certain brothers like Yawasop, Yonatan, be telling y'all, Aharon, be telling y'all to fast all the time is because that helps take away certain sins, right? Certain things you can't remove from your spirit without fasting, right? It's just what it is. You need to afflict yourself in order for your spirit to be like, I don't need this no more. Your spirit has to know what it's like to go without something for it to be like, for your flesh to be like, I don't need this no more, right? But you have to put yourself through that time period of fasting for you to be able to experience that, to know I don't need this no more, right? So that's why this is something we should be enacting all the time, not just something you do one time a year, right? Like I fast at work sometimes. A lot of y'all know I work outside. Sometimes I won't eat the whole day. I won't drink nothing the whole day. In the summertime, Georgia, humid, 100-degree weather, right? Just to see if I can take it. Sometimes you got to do that. And it prepares, the way I look at it, I'm preparing myself for Jacob's trouble. Because I don't know how bad the famine is going to be. I don't know when I'm going to get some water. I don't know if I'm going to always have readily available food, right? The scriptures say, those of us that keep this truth, we're going to have all that. But preparation is key, right? You don't never want to be not prepared. So that's why I do it, right? I'd rather be safe than sorry. So prepare yourselves, man, right? Preparing yourself for temptation. That's also something that fasting can take care of, right? You get rid of certain temptations by fasting. So, did you read verse 13? Because I ain't looking. All right, bet. That's it. That's all we want then. Daniel 9 and 3. Unless you had a precept, you got a precept?
I do. I do. Hey, because hey, man, the brother bringing it out mightily, man. Right? It's certain stuff that you can't get off of you without fasting. That's a fact. Right? That's not a brother's opinion. That's not what I heard. That's not hearsay. Right? It's certain things, right? Thus said Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you cannot get off without fasting, right? This is the book of Matthew chapter 17, right? And I'm gonna get started verse. I'm gonna start at verse number 18. Right? He said, and Yahweh shall rebuke the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciple to depart. So, like, then came to the disciples to Yahweh shall apart and said, why could not we cast him out? So the disciples are saying, "Hey man, why we couldn't do this?" Right? He came to him first. They came to him first, or he came to them first to cast out the devils of his son, and they couldn't get it out. But Yahweh shall rebuked the devil, and he came out right away. So now they want to wonder why. Right? Why couldn't we cast this devil out? Right? And Yahweh shall, right? Verse number 20. Yahweh shall said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as the grain of the mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Right? Certain stuff you just can't do without fasting. Right? Yahweh Shai had to fast 40 days, 40 nights, right? To be able to rebuke Satan, man. Right? In Matthew chapter 4 and verse number 4 on down. Right? He had to go back and forth with precepts, man. Right? To be able to combat these things, man. So who are we to think that we don't have to fast? To think that we don't have to atone, and to think we don't have to afflict our souls. Right? Right? Every time, what you say, every time we sin, we commit suicide.
Yeah.
Right? And we play Russian roulette every time we sin. Right? And every time you fast and you make an atonement, hey, the Most High, hey, he put a blank in there for you.
Bruh. That's crazy.
Right? So, brothers and sisters, hey, we got to take heed, man. We got to sin. The time is coming. The end is coming. We have to endure. We got to make an atonement. We got to reconcile. We got to fast, and we got to pray, man. Right? I yield.
Come on. Let's go to Daniel chapter 9 and verse 3. Read the verse 6.
So, like, I was just there. So, like, you said Daniel chapter...
Daniel 9 and 3. Shemaiah get Jonah 3 and 5, and Kasadia get Esther 4 and 16.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse number 3. It said, and I set my face unto Yahweh power to seek by prayer and supplication with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. And I prayed unto Yahweh my God and made my confession and said, O Yahweh, it's like, O Lord, the great and dreadful God, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him and to them that keep his commandments. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Neither have we hearkened unto the servants, the prophets, which spake in the name of our king, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. O Yahweh, it's like, O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at the day come.
So we gotta, you see how Daniel went through, right? He praising the Most High, he's fasting, right? These are ways that you basically get these sins off of you, right? You gotta fast. I just wanted to throw them two scriptures in there as examples to show you even mighty men like Daniel and Joel, knew to fast, right? I'm gonna give you examples of the northern kingdom as a whole and the southern kingdom as a whole in captivity, fasting, because it's also something that we know will get us up out of situations faster, right? When we plead to the Most High, right? While afflicting ourselves, he tends to turn to us a little bit faster, right? Then we have examples of that. We got the whole northern kingdom doing it in Nineveh in the book of Jonah. So let's get that. Jonah chapter 3, verse 5. We know Jonah, the story. We was going over that with Tarshish and everything. So I just thought it was relevant since I have been teaching about him and stuff like that to go over his situation with the fasting, right? With the Assyrian captivity and everything. So let's get into that.
It's the book of Jonah chapter 3. That's funny because this was going to be my next precept.
Ain't that
Jonah chapter 3, verse number 5. It says, so the people of Nineveh believed God and proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth, from the greatest of them even to the least of them. But word came unto the king of Nineveh, and he arose from his throne, and he laid his robe upon him, and covered him with sackcloth and sat in ashes and caused it, and he caused it to he caused it to be proclaimed and published throughout Nineveh by the decree of the kings and his nobles, saying, let every man that neither man nor beast, herd nor flock taste anything, lest let them not feed nor drink water.
You see that? So we had a fast, and even our animals were fasting, right? Nobody was drinking nothing. You feel what I'm saying? That's how serious it was. Because we was trying to get the Most High to turn away from destroying the place we was at, right? The king telling everybody, yo, don't nobody eat nothing. Don't even let your animals drink or eat nothing. We having a full fast. Put your sackcloth on and get to crying. That's basically what he said, right? Told them to cry mightily. So, like, bruh, he's telling you, let's get to it, right? Fast. Come on. Yeah, we're gonna answer that in a second because she reminded me something that I forgot to put in the lesson. We almost finished. I didn't talk about that. So let's get Esther 4:16, and then I'm gonna bring up her question.
Let me finish that.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I must pick up at verse number 8. He said, but let man and beast be covered with sackcloth and cry mightily unto God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let them turn every one from his evil way and from the violence that is in their hands. Who can tell if God will turn and repent and turn away from his fierce anger that we perish not? And God saw that.
You can't tell, but the only way to provoke it to happen is to, afflict yourself, right? It don't happen if you don't make a sacrifice, right? Ain't that what we was taught by Moses? Ain't that what we was taught by Abraham? The Most High required the sacrifice, right? So for forgiveness, that's what he requires, right? If you went off, you got to sacrifice something in order to get me to, forgive you, because you should never went off. I lost something, you got to lose something, right? So it's like, all right, now we're in a position in this captivity where we could lose. Only thing you have to lose is your life, is your livelihood, right? Yourself, your salvation. So all of that is on the line here. It's a little bit worse of a situation for us now than it was back in Nineveh for them brothers and sisters, right? They could lose their life back then, but a lot of them probably on the earth right now, right? This is it. Ain't no Nineveh after this. Feel what I'm saying? This is it. This is the last captivity. So if you don't get it right this time, right? If you ain't one of the people predestined to get it right this time, I ain't got nothing for you. He ain't got nothing for you. It wasn't for you, right? So in order to ensure that this is for you, you've got to make sure that your election is sure, right? Best way to do that is to make sure you have a clean slate, that you have a clear conscience with the Most High, right? The best way to do that is to continue to fast, continue to stay in the spirit, right? Live within the law and stop causing schism in the body, right? So that was just two examples. Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom.
Last verse.
Okay.
I got to read verse 2.
Get Esther so you get the Southern Kingdom.
Verse number 10. And God saw their works, that they turned from their evil way, and God repented of the evil that he had said that he would do unto them, and he did it not. And
I'm glad you got that. Because you see, once you do that fast, us as a nation, that's basically what it's supposed to be. It's a nationwide fast when you do the Day of Atonement, right? Even though our Day of Atonement is different, the Most High is looking at it as a nationwide fast because he already told us not to judge each other in feast days, right? So him in the spirit, he know we're going to do this at different times. This is also rehearsal, right? Judges 5:11. We're rehearsing righteous acts. This isn't going to be perfect. We're in captivity. We don't have Moses to teach us exactly how it's supposed to go. Yahushua is not here with us in 2024, right? We don't got Matthew, Mark, John. We don't got Luke, right? So we don't got Paul. Like, we're having to go off of what we go off of, right? Which is the scriptures. We having to do what the scriptures say and make an account for it like that. So it's not going to be perfect. But the best way for you to make it perfect for you is to do exactly what the Most High says to the best of your ability, and he's going to acknowledge that, right? But that's off what you understand the Most High says. So if you know the Bible says not to drink water or to eat, right? You ain't got no conditions that are going to require you to do so, which we're going to get over in a second. I'm going to talk about that right now, right? Then you're breaking your fast. So to talk about what the sister was speaking on, where that comment go? Here it is.
You start.
Can you fast pregnant? Yeah, you can. I know sisters that did it. I haven't had a child yet, so I don't know if it's healthy. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you it's safe because I don't know, right? I know there's sisters that have conditions and stuff like that. Can somebody give me "Don't be over righteous"?
Con, it's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, and verse number 16.
You already had it. Look at that.
Con.
Go ahead.
It says, be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise.
Mm-hmm.
Why shouldst thou destroy thyself?
Why should thou destroy thyself, right? So don't make yourself over righteous because it could destroy you. We've had a sister on multiple occasions since I joined the truth. Or a camp, I'll say, since I joined the camp in 2017. We've had sisters die on Day of Atonement or not soon after because they had medication they were supposed to take, or they had certain conditions that they were supposed to, be mindful and cognizant of, that they're not supposed to do a full fast. And they decided to do so. And the Most High obviously looked at them as being over righteous because he put their candlelight out. He allowed that situation to overtake them, and it took them out of here. They no longer here to do any days of atonement, right? So I would say don't afflict yourself to the point where it could put you in harm's way, because God is not the God of the dead. He's the God of the living. You can't serve him in the grave.
Con.
That's right.
So if you have a situation that prevents you from doing a full fast, I would say if you could not eat, I would, scantily drink water as minimally as possible just to afflict your soul, because it is an affliction, right? You have to be afflicted in order for this fast to be taken seriously by the Most High. So afflict yourself within reason. I'll say that.
Con.
Right? Afflict yourself within reason if you have a condition. Go ahead, Mike.
Con. And I'm going to get Judges chapter 5, verse number 11. I'm going to get Isaiah chapter 64. All right. Isaiah chapter 64.
Slaki, before you start that, one of y'all holding Esther 4 and 16, Kasaja or Shemaiah? All right, and then so Shemaiah get Galatians 5 and 15. Because I think Kasaja said he got Esther. All right, my bad. Go ahead. That was hot.
Did it free?
Nah, you good. You there.
Okay, Con, let me get the Judges chapter 5, verse number 11. Right? Because sister, we definitely don't want to be over righteous, right, in this thing. Right? Because at the end of the day, we are rehearsing the righteous acts. Right? We in this truth, right? Ain't no telling how many Day of Atonements that we done missed. Right? Ain't no telling how many me personally, I missed like 30 something. Right? So with that being said, and we rehearsing the righteous act, and already, as a matter of fact, get that one, Isaiah chapter 64 and verse number 6.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 64 and verse 6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags.
Right? So the righteousness that we try to obtain right now is filthy rags. Right? Mm-hmm. So hey, we don't want you to die. The Most High don't want you to die, right? Trying to keep the Day of Atonement, trying to prove your righteousness to Him, right? This is one of the times where you use the Lord knows your heart, right? The people in the Christian church use it wrong, right? This is the time where you use that thing, right? So your righteousness is filthy rags. But you also want to be sure that you're not being overmuch wicked, right? Because like you said in the next verse of Ecclesiastes 7 and 16, I'm going to read it. It said, be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldst thou die before thy time? So you don't want to just be, okay, well, I'm pregnant. So since we already our righteousness is filthy rags. I'm just going to eat like I regularly eat. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, right? Right? You want to try to afflict yourself within reason, right? If you have to take prenatal pills, you have to take pills. You may have lupus or something, or you may have some type of disease, right? That the Most High put on you as a punishment, right? You have to take that thing. You have to do that, right? You have to do that. So don't come in. Don't try to be over righteous, right? Please don't do that, because we don't want to be here next year saying that somebody, God forbid, passed away because they was.
Hey, Salaki, and just let me back up what you said on that, right? Like, and sometimes this punishment, like say you got a disease or something that you was given and you can't. That's also something that's supposed to put you in the mindset of, all right, it should, in my mind anyway, it should make you a little bit more righteous throughout the year, because me, like I got IBSD, right? There were other, I'm trying not to do it this year, but there were other situations, right, where I got this certain management pill. If I don't take it, I get real messed up for a long time. I get blockages, have to have colonoscopies, all that type of crap. So, yeah. So that ain't no junk you want to go through. So, but this year I'm trying not to take my pill. Right now, I know that's just something I have to deal with myself. That's something I've already prepared myself for. But when you're in a situation where you have a disease or something that you got on you as a punishment, it should also put you in the mind state of throughout the rest of the year. If you had to break your fast during this Day of Atonement, it should make you more righteous, because now, in my mind, the way I'm looking at it, I couldn't keep the fast the way I should have, and the Most High put a punishment on me to prevent me from doing that. So now I got to be extra righteous throughout the year, because I ain't get to wipe my slate clean like everybody else. Right? That's the way I'm looking at it. You might actually have a clean slate because he put the disease on you, right? But the way I'm looking at it, right? Yahweh had to afflict himself. He couldn't drink no water. If I had to take a pill, I got a little bit of relief throughout that time. So I need to be extra righteous because I got a little bit of relief from that Day of Atonement that other brothers and sisters didn't get. That's how I look at it. You ain't got to look at it like that, but that's just the way I would look at it. So you put extra pressure on yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Salakia, that's a good point. Hey, don't drop it. Let's get Psalm chapter 18 and verse number 25. Right. So what that should do is make you be more merciful throughout the year.
Yeah, that too.
Right? Because the Most High is what? Let's get that. Psalm chapter 18 and verse 25.
The book of Psalms, chapter 18, verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
With the merciful, thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man, thou wilt show thyself upright.
Right. So, like I said, right. So, like the brother was bringing out, hey, you want to, throughout the year, hey, that should make you be a little bit more merciful to brothers and sisters around you, man. Right. If you know that you have a condition that you have to take a pill for, take medication for, you're in a situation where you may end up in a worse situation if you don't drink water or eat a piece of bread or something, and that should make you more merciful, because the Most High, you want the Most High to have mercy upon you throughout the year, a little bit more mercy to make your atonement, and Lord willing, He makes your atonement, He accepts your atonement. He don't hold that thing against you because He actually put that upon you, right? So just get that Judges 5 and 11. I'm gonna pass the ball back to you. I don't want to.
My bad. Text wrong. All right, Judges 5 and 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Mm-hmm. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
Right, and that's what we're doing right now. Right, we rehearsing the righteous acts, man. Right, we in a place of our drawing water, which is servitude and slavery, that the Most High has scattered us to, man. So we just now learning how to do these things all over again. There's no amount of atonement that we could do moving forward that's going to make up for the ones that we missed. There's no amount of Passovers that we could do that's going to make up for the ones that we missed. Right? So we don't want you to be over righteous. We want you to know that you rehearsing the righteous acts, but also don't be over wicked. Keep the law to the best of your ability. I yield.
Con. That's right, man. Don't be over wicked. Keep the law to the best of your ability. I like that. So, yeah. Did we get Esther 4 and 16? You said Con? All right, let's get that. Let's grab that so y'all can see the Southern Kingdom doing it now.
Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day.
Wait, hold up. So some of y'all tripping over 1 day fast. What? Read that again, that little part right there. How long?
And fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days.
3 days, right? Some of y'all would die right now if the Most High said Day of Atonement, 3 days. Days of Atonement.
Right.
Some of y'all would have never came into the truth, boy. What? I got what? I can't eat for 3 days? What is this?
That's crazy. That's a fact, though.
So, like, y'all got a man, this, bruh, 3 days. And they did that to save everybody out there, right? So, just imagine when we call a nationwide fast because a sister got shot in the face, some of the nation don't participate, right? This is a thing where everybody here in this captivity is participating in this fast. They called all the Jews, right? It's number of Jews here. It's Esther. This is the who this is? Holofernes and then Babylon, right?
Babylon.
So this is that captivity, right? So go ahead.
No. Persian Mede.
Oh, this is Persian Mede. Salakia.
Yeah,
Persian Mede. I said Babylon. This is Persian Mede. Darius in it, right? Yeah. All right. So I said dude name and then I said the wrong. Like, yeah. But so the Jews that were amongst her in this situation, right? They're all fasting to get themselves free from this captivity that they're under, right? These Persians and Medes. And they called the fast. Everybody participates. It's not a 1 day fast, it's a 3 day fast. So everybody agreed to not eat or drink for 3 days, and everybody did it because the Most High looked upon them and granted what they wanted, right? They got up out their captivity. So that's what we need to use, as an example, draw strength from, right? If we're not supposed to be as our forefathers in the sense of them doing negative things, but when they did things like this, positive things, where we all fasted and we see examples as such, right? Those are things we can follow, right? That's stuff we can mimic. So, Galatians 5 and 15. So, things to remember to do on this day now before we close it out, right? There's a way that y'all should be in the spirit, right? A way you should be mentally throughout this time that you're fasting. Like we said earlier, you shouldn't be pissed off, shouldn't be mad, shouldn't be sad, shouldn't be angry, gloomy, slothful, sluggish, all that type of stuff shouldn't be in the spirit. This is a happy day, treat it as such. And with that, this way you should be thinking, not just towards the day, but towards your brothers, your sisters, right? Your family, the people you don't like in the community, whoever, right? So Galatians chapter 5, verse 15, and read 15 to 16, but stop at 16. Stop after 16.
The book of Galatians chapter 5, verse 15. But if ye bite and devour one another, take heed that ye be not consumed one of another.
So if you're going to keep fighting at one another, right? If y'all going to keep getting at folks, don't be consumed with that. Right? If you're going to make an open rebuke, let it be an open rebuke. The brother respond, okay, he responded. You ain't got to make it a week-long conversation on Facebook. You ain't got to make diss tracks. You ain't got to bring it to Clubhouse. You ain't got to do all that. For real. You ain't have to do all that. But we did all that because we wasn't walking in the spirit. We just decided to devour each other, right? No diddy. Go ahead.
This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Mm-hmm. So you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh. They got y'all frozen with the smile. That's crazy. But read that last part again. He gonna come back.
Verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
So walk in the spirit that you don't fulfill the lust of the flesh. Right? That's what we want to do. Walk in the spirit so we not fulfilling the lust of the flesh. Is that 16? That's it?
Con.
All right, come on. That's what you want to do, man. Walk in the spirit. Stop devouring each other, right? Be in a place where you see that brother you don't like. Okay, cool. Shouldn't be taking pictures with him and you can see that you don't like your brother. At least put a fake smile on or something, bro. You know what I mean? Because there's an example we're supposed to have amongst community. You shouldn't be openly seeing strife and schism and discord amongst us, right? Shouldn't be like that. He's back. So they had you frozen with a smile, King. They had you.
That's crazy.
So made you look happy on Day of Atonement.
God.
All right, Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. Read 12 to 14, right? Another way you're supposed to be on this day. Something that would have prevented the things that I was talking about a minute ago that was happening on Facebook and the things that's been happening on YouTube, brothers making videos, saying things, bringing light to their situation in their camp, and other brothers using that video to bring clout to themselves and to cause discord and schism in the body, make people choose a side. Crazy titles like "Look at this" and "I can't believe this was said," and like you just doing stuff to bring attention to a situation that's already negative, right? And you making people choose. Well, should he have done that? And I don't think I should. He should be on this side or whatever the hell, right? You making people choose sides and get involved in situations. Now they're meddling in many matters that don't concern them. Now people are backbiting. You're just adding sin onto sin within the nation. You're creating situations for us that are going to keep us in this captivity.
Offending the little ones.
All of that, offending the little ones. And that's a terrible thing for those of y'all that are doing that, right? Because you're making people come into the truth. And we look just like the Christian church that they're supposed to be leaving. Which make us look like worse hypocrites in the church because the church ain't going around telling everybody about the Israelites. They don't talk about us unless they have to.
Right.
We talk about them, though. Tell people not to be like the church. And when they come into the community, we're just like the church. That makes us the hypocrites, not the church. Y'all realize that, right?
Right.
So you putting us as a nation, us as the Israelites, in a place where, okay, now you're taking our credibility away because we look like the people that, we're getting on all the time. You're making us look like, hold on, let me put it back in. You're making us look like brothers that don't know what we're talking about, right? Brothers that can't stay in the spirit, brothers that can't live by the Bible that we're telling y'all to live by, right? Which makes us hypocrites. And y'all know hypocrites can't stand before the Most High. Hypocrites ain't gonna make it to the gates. So don't be a hypocrite. Colossians 3 and 12 to 14.
This is book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12.
And if somebody get Romans 5 and 10.
Put on therefore.
Galatians.
You said what?
I said I'll stay in Galatians for the rest of that.
Yeah, bet. Please do.
It's like
Colossians 3 and 12. Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye.
Yeah, man. So if you got problems with brothers and sisters, hit them up. Call them, right? Now, I will say, if you hit a brother or sister up already and, they never hit you back, blood's off your hands. That ain't your fault. If you hit a brother up, you went to him face to face to dap him and say stuff to him, ain't nothing was said back. That ain't your fault. You did what you're supposed to do. Blood off your hands. It's up to that brother or sister to get back to you. Right? If they say they need time, they can't talk right now. All right, cool. When you can talk, hit me. Until then, the blood's off my hands. You still got to clean yours.
Yeah, if you have a
Right?
cancel, blood is off your hands.
You said what?
If you have a cancel, blood is off your hands.
That's right. So you got to get the blood off your hands, right? You're not clean until the blood's off your hands. So if you got some blood to get off your hands, better get to washing. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's for anybody, right? Any of us, any of y'all. That's how that work. So get to washing. Romans 5:10. Oh wait, was you finished?
Kind of one, unless you want me to read 14.
Yeah. Read 14 too.
And above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness.
You want to put on charity too, man, because charity involves love, right? A lot of y'all ain't loving your brothers and your sisters when you don't try to reconcile with them, especially if they've come to you to reconcile, right? That's showing a lack of love. The Most High sees that, right? That make you a hypocrite too if you out there on the streets teaching all this, bringing brothers back to the truth and bidding people back to their marriage. You can't even reconcile with your brother or your sister. But you know, hey, who am I? Romans 5:10.
Telling us the book of Romans chapter 5 and verse number 10. For if, when we were enemies, we were reconciled to God by the death of his son, much more, being reconciled, we shall be saved by his life. And not only
we had Yahushua give his life, right? He made it possible for you to be reconciled with anybody. And some of y'all ain't taking the initiative to do it, right? Some of y'all aren't taking the chance to actually be reconciled with your brothers, which is crazy. Because some of y'all teach reconciliation all the time, but don't have the heart to do it yourselves in your own situations, right? Some of y'all got wives that y'all separated from. You ain't brought them back into your crib because you just won't reconcile with them, right? Y'all just won't make the situation right. So I gotta fix it.
Got certain sisters that ain't trying to reconcile with their husband.
You got sisters
that's trying to reconcile.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
I was gonna circle back to that. And then you got the sisters, right? They got the husband that's trying to reconcile, and the sister's like, nah, I don't want to deal with that.
I froze.
Nah, you made me mad, so you can stay over there for a little bit longer. Right? Like, nah, that ain't how that works. So, you know, he pop up with another rib, Most High gave him, because you wasn't acting right. Don't be, but you said that ain't how that worked. Most High gave him what he gave him. He tried to reconcile with you. Most High has not made it that a man be alone. Right? So if he trying to reconcile with you, but you keep saying no, best believe the Most High gonna give him somebody else.
In fact,
it's just how it works, right? Whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not. So reconcile with the people you need to reconcile with, brothers, sisters and sisters, brothers and brothers, right?
Right.
Fathers, children, mothers, children, right? Reconcile with who you need to reconcile with, cousins, uncles, grandmothers, grandfathers, whatever the situation, right? But get it right, because we're not gonna get out of here until y'all get it right. That's the thing, right? The goal is to leave this captivity, right? The goal is to get our position back on earth. The goal is to be the light again, right? To be the top people on the planet. To get all the things that we know in our spirit we're supposed to have that all the heathen have, right? You don't get none of those things that the Most High promised you back until you bring your nation back. And our nation was supposed to be the example of brotherly love. Right now, it's the Jewish people, the people that stole our identity, right? They're known for being able to put their money together. That's it. just put their money together and fund the things that they want to fund to make this world as evil as possible, right? Some of them hate each other, right? You got the Rockefellers that fund the Democrats. You got the Rothschilds that fund the Republicans. Two different sides of the spectrum. But they come together to fund two different sides of the spectrum, right? We can't even come together and we claim in the same side. It don't make no damn sense. We're supposed to be the example of what that's like, right? So just another point of competition, right? Because we like to do that. We like to compete with the heathen so much, it seems like. The heathen are beating us when it comes to reconciliation and brotherhood and brotherly love. Right? All of the Muslim nations band together to go against Israel within these last couple of months, right? They didn't stop deals with America, cut money, all type of crap, right? Just because they need to band together over some bombs. And we know that they're crazy already. They already was bombing each other. They was killing folks. They had Al-Qaeda killing each other, all that different stuff, right? All these different Hezbollah killing each other, right? But then they band together. They stop their wars amongst each other to fight these, Jewish folks. So everybody can come together with a cause that they band together for, right? Esau, even though they're on two different sides of the spectrum. You got France, Germany, America, Britain. They coming together to go against the Muslims, right? Africa's coming together to join the BRICS. The Asian countries are coming together to get behind Russia and China. Like, everybody coming together but us. We supposed to be the example for that, though. So keep that in mind. The nations are whooping our ass right now and something, right? We might have beat them in the Olympics with all the brothers on the team. But you know what they beating us at? Life. So we need to get that right. Okay? Romans 8 and 7. And then we're gonna get back to Galatians 5 and 17, and we'll be finished.
That's the book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse number 7.
Hey, Kasaji, get Baruch 4:1 for the closeout scripture. Go ahead, y'all. Sorry, my bad.
That's the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse number 7. Start at verse 5.
Yeah, that's fine.
But they that are after the flesh do mind the things that are of the flesh. But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
For to be carnally minded is death. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
So to be carnally minded is death. To be spiritually minded is life and peace, right? You want to be spiritually minded, right? You want to have a mind that invokes the fruits of the spirit, not the fruits of carnality, right? Or the fruits of the flesh, rather. Right. Go ahead.
Verse number 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity with God.
The carnal mind is what?
It's enmity with God.
So your fleshly mind, the things that your flesh telling you to do, the things your carnal mind telling you to do, make you go against what the Most High wants you to do. They're not the same, right? You got to get into the space where your mind is telling you to just do the fruits of the spirit. You want your mind and your spirit aligned. That's how that works. That's what Paul was trying to teach us, right? When he talked about how, his spirit fell away, but his body does things the spirit don't want him to do. It's because he was telling you how when he's not aligned, he goes against the things that the Most High wants. He's in enmity with the Most High. If he could get his spirit aligned with God, he's no longer in enmity, right? You also feel better because you have a clear conscience with the Most High, right? You know you ain't got no issues. According to his promise, he shouldn't be taking my light out tomorrow because I'm straight. Then you wake up, the water Yahweh, because I'm straight, right? But it's hard to do that when you know you've been going off. You don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. So when you wake up and you the water Yahweh, it's a way different the water Yahweh. It's a the water you ain't kill me. Not the water, I'm straight, right? You want to be the water, I'm straight. Not the water, I'm still here. The water I ain't die in my sleep, right? So you want to get your carnal mind out the way, move it to the side, right? To the left, till it pack its stuff up, right? You want to put your spiritual mind on, right? Put your spiritual helmet and keep it on you, right? So, that's all. Did you read 7?
Nope.
You read 7, or read to 7, whatever, however you
I
want to do
read
it.
half of it. It
Yeah.
said, but the carnal mind is enmity with God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be.
Mm-hmm. So that's that, man. Galatians 5:17. This is gonna give you more explanation on the fruits of the spirit, right? How that mind is supposed to be according to what we just read in Romans 8, right? So go ahead, get that, Shemai.
The book of
Read verse
Galatians.
17 and then jump to 19 and read to 26.
Okay.
So I don't want to break down 18. That's going to take us to a different conversation.
It's the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 17. For the flesh lusted after for the flesh lusted against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, adultery, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulation, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envying, murders, drunkenness, reviling, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in past time.
So these are certain things that you do in the flesh, right? The things you just read. Those are things you want to get away from, right? And notice murmuring was one of those things, right? So that's that backbiting or that talking y'all be doing on the internet. Stop that crap, man. Some of y'all be the most righteous brothers on the internet and then talking about we supposed to be in the fruits of the spirit, and then you go and make a post about another brother. That causes murmuring. You've now taken a bunch of people from the fruits of the spirit. All of y'all living within the fruits of the flesh, living in carnality, right? We got to stop that. Go ahead, keep going. Read to the end.
That they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
They which do those things will not inherit the kingdom of God, because you're making it difficult for other people to do so. You're putting everybody that decides to be involved in that situation in a place where it's going to be harder for them to receive salvation. Because a lot of them probably not going to remember, I need to repent for the things I was talking about this weekend on this Facebook. Because it wasn't about them. They involved themselves in a situation that had nothing to do with them. That's why the Most High says, don't meddle in many matters. If you meddle in something that revolves you having to repent for it, you got to remember, you got to repent for that. If you don't remember it, you might have committed suicide. Right?
Okay.
So you got to sit back and take to mind. Right? You're going to have to sit back and try to remember everything you did wrong this year and repent for it. All them backbiting conversations, all the murmuring you was doing, all them slights you said in videos and the diss tracks you've been making, all that crap that been going on, right? Shots you've been taking on Twitter. You got to repent for that. So that's how they go, man. Whether you like it, understand it, believe it or not. Keep going.
Verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering.
Wait, what? Wait.
Long
What's that P word? The P word. The P word?
peace.
Peace. Shalom. Shalom. Y'all say it. You start your sentences with it. And then after you start it, you say shalom. And then everything after that, don't be peace. I don't get it. Yeah. Talk about a contradiction, right? Like, bruh. Shalom. And then everything after that, negative. It don't make no sense. Can we have some fruits of the spirit, please? Can we bring the peace back? Huh? Ain't y'all supposed to be like Christ? Ain't one of his nicknames Prince of Peace? And he told you don't have no grudges against your brothers? Why are you bringing up stuff from 5 years ago that you say y'all spoke about? Now, if you ain't speak about it, it's different, right? You bring it up till it's spoken about so that, you know, it ain't in your mind no more. But you should do that privately, not in public, not in front of everybody. Don't involve everybody in that situation. Bring it up to that brother. Remind him, hey, don't you owe me an apology for this? You going to get that to me so we can be straight? I'm trying to reconcile with your brother. I want to come back and barbecue with you, man. You know what I'm saying? But like, if y'all ain't gonna do it like that, don't do it. If it's gonna be on the internet, it's not worth it, right? There's no peace that's gonna come from that. You're gonna cause schism. It's gonna sow discord. It's gonna go the opposite way of peace, right? Which is not doing what you said you're doing, which is, you know, invoking the fruits of the spirit. So go ahead.
Start from the top. Book of Galatians chapter 5 verse 22. But the fruits of the spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law.
Bruh.
And they that are Christ, Mashiachs, have crucified the flesh with the affliction and lust. If we live in the spirit, let us also walk in the spirit. Let us not be
So if you live in the spirit,
desirous.
walk in the spirit. If you live in the spirit, walk in the spirit. If you live in the spirit, you live according to this law. If you live according to this truth, you're trying to, you know, keep this truth as a way of life, then walking in the spirit is a necessity. And we just saw what walking in the spirit involves, right? Love. That's the commandments. Long suffering. That's always thinking, remembering to do the commandments, right? Continuing to want to do so. Suffering through not wanting to do the commandments, right? Pushing any of them negative thoughts that make you not want to keep the law out of your brain so that you can long suffer and endure through that, right? The peace. So we're supposed to have amongst brethren, right? All these things go together. That's things that y'all supposed to be invoking and enacting and practicing amongst each other, but we're not. We're on the internet talking crap. We making diss tracks. We're crying about pictures, nigga. What the hell? Pictures? Bro, for real? Pictures. Pictures? Like, bro, it don't make no sense. The things we decide to fight about. You know how you be fighting with your wife? You be like, why are we arguing about this? In the middle of the argument? Why the hell we arguing? What the hell? Like, that's what I be thinking about when I be seeing some of the things y'all be fighting about on Facebook. Why y'all even talking about this? And then you go into the comments. Oh, yeah, you so right. You shouldn't have did that. Look at your face in this picture. I can tell you don't like him. Like, damn. And then it's just people bringing more negativity. Like, bro, what is this? What are y'all doing? Y'all got Cottonmouth right now on Day of Atonement making negative posts on Facebook. I don't understand it. So please stop it, Israel. Walk in the spirit, please. That's my only plea for this whole thing, right? Brother's going to be teaching lessons this whole Day of Atonement. We got a marathon like we do every year, right? And I Salakia to you three brothers, because I probably, you know, messed y'all mouths up and stuff. Pause. But
Oh no, I'm straight.
You know, we in a situation where this thing almost over with. Most I will, right? Even if the war don't start yet, it will be starting eventually. We know that they can't walk nothing back that's happened so far. So when it start, when Jacob trouble fully commence, right? When these famines really start, we need to be on one accord. The Most High is giving us a chance to do that, right? We're not on one accord right now. If all that junk pop off right now, we're not gonna make it because we're not gonna be, you know, we ain't gonna be a team, right? The way we are right now, if Esau wanted to start the race war, we would not win. Ezekiel 25 is not going down right now in the condition that we're in as a nation, as far as Israel is concerned, because we ain't unified enough for that. Right? It's some brothers that wear black or another color that might see you not wearing that color in the race war and might let that Edomite shoot you in the face. Just because you're not with their group. Right? Until we get past stuff like that, we're going to be here. Because we're commanded to gather together. Not under one name. It don't say that. As the nation, not desired. Right? Even in Israel, we had different groups, sects, Pharisees, Sadducees, Zealots, Sicarii. You had sects. Right? So that's just like your camps. We got sects. But we could all be on one accord. Right? Yeah, let's stop the camp banging 2024, 2025. We need to stop it. It needs to go out the window. We need to put an end to it. So that's what I implore us to do. Stop all that camp banging crap. You got any issues with brothers and sisters? Get them things right. You know what I'm saying? And watch that marathon that we got coming for y'all this week for the next couple of hours. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And watch it over and over again. This ain't no marathon you just watch, one time during Day of Atonement. Watch it next week to remind you. You know what I'm saying? How you supposed to stay in the spirit. Because I'm sure the brother's going to have some good lessons for you. Aharon working on his right now because apparently we took all his precepts. But, it's the Bible is the Bible. So you're going to learn something from it no matter what. You know what I mean? So even if Aharon came back and used every single precept that I use today, he going to say something completely different than what I said. And you're still going to learn something. So, y'all be prepared for what the brother's going to talk about in the morning. Bring y'all sleepy, stank breath behinds back. And, afflict yourselves. And be willing to enjoy the day with your brothers, right? Even from afar. We're going to be having a holy convocation over the internet tomorrow. Right? So,
that's right.
Baruch 4:1. We're going to get up out of here.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4:1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever.
Mm-hmm.
All that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
So those of y'all that don't want to keep these laws, man, don't want to participate in this Day of Atonement, that's cool. But just know what the Most High got coming for you later on. Right? And I'm going to reiterate this again. In fact, read the next verse. My bad.
Turn deep, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
That's right. That thou might be illuminated, man. That you might be enlightened, right? That you might be able to shine your light that you received onto the other people as an example, which is what our main goal is supposed to be as Israelites, right? For the other nations. But we got to get ourselves right first in order to be that light. This is your opportunity to get yourself right. So let's do it, man. We got one more chance to get this thing right as a nation. You know what I mean? If we do this right this time, we might not need a Day of Atonement next year because the Yahushua might be here by then. Most High will, right? So let's get it, man. Let's get into this thing. Enjoy your night. Enjoy y'all fast. Read some scriptures before y'all go to bed or watch the video again, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Watch some other videos. Learn something. We got a whole channel full of videos y'all can watch. You ain't got to go to sleep. You ain't got no work tomorrow. You're supposed to have a day off. It's Shabbat. Right?
I got a reading assignment for the people who need something. They can read Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4. Read that.
Whole thing.
The whole thing. The whole Ephesians chapter 4. Tomorrow or tonight, whatever you need. If you need something to do, read Ephesians chapter 4 tomorrow. Like I say, make a let me get one more precept. Revelation chapter 3. Revelation chapter 3 and verse number 2. But while they getting that, remember, if y'all need something to do with your families, get together, right? Write down things that you guys need to atone for, right? Get together and talk about things that you know, your shortcomings throughout the year that you guys can work on to improve your families, right? This is about improving, right? We need to improve moving forward. We don't want to be the same. We don't want to have the same problems that we had last day of atonement. Like I don't want to just say, hey, we don't even want to be here next year. Hey, just in case we are, right? Just in case we are, we don't want to be having the same problems that we did this year, next year, right? So in order for us to do that, we have to examine ourselves. Remember, examine ourselves, right? And be watchful, right? Get that from the Baba Kashar.
Yeah, Con. Just before I read it, if we are here next year, like you said, you just don't want to have this problem. I'm tired of. We all should be tired of talking about strife amongst each other.
Con.
If we're gonna have another day of atonement as a nation, we should be atoning for something different. Let's atone for you, for us not getting rid of that pastor that keep eating pork. Like, let's atone for something for like that, like something like that next year. Not us having to atone for us still not knowing how not to fight as brothers and sisters. It don't make no sense. We got to stop that. But you said Revelations 3 and what?
2.
Revelations 3 and 2?
Con.
Okay, con. Revelations 3 and verse 2. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die.
Right? So we want to be watchful. Right? Pay attention to your spirit. The little brotherly love or little sisterly love, right? The little fruits of the spirit that you have left. Strengthen those things, man. Strengthen those things. Right? Become better. Don't let those things die out, man. Don't become a reprobate in this thing. Right? Reconcile with your wife, reconcile with your children, reconcile with your husband, right? Reconcile with your sisters, reconcile with your brothers, reconcile to the Most High. Right? Strengthen those things so we can become better. Right? Read on.
For I have not found thy works perfect before God.
And that's what we try to do. Right? Christ told us to be perfect even as our Father in heaven is imperfect. Right? So we have to be watchful. We have to be honest with ourselves. Right? We have to be watchful for another brother. Hey, bro, you going off right now. Right? Be a watchman for your brother. Be a watchman for your sister. Right? Read on.
Verse 4, verse 3. Remember, therefore, how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent.
And do what?
Hold fast and repent.
Right? So remember, right? Remember, therefore, how thou hast received and heard this truth, right? Has received and heard, right? That we supposed to have mercy, and we supposed to forgive, we supposed to love, we supposed to all these things. Right? Remember those things, right? And hold fast to those things and repent. That's what this day is about. Hey, repent, being reconciled, coming back to the Lord. Right? Read on.
If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee.
Right? And that's self-explanatory. And that death gonna come like a thief in the night. Right? That famine, that plague, right? Whatever the Most High is gonna come in the thief of the night. And you had every right, it's like you had every sign shown to you, but you wasn't watchful to see.
Yeah, you gotta think, man. Like he's talking about. We know through things we taught back while we was the Greeks, right? We had those little mysticisms and stuff. That theory of the Grim Reaper, that's your house shot.
Calm. That's a fact.
We made him up. All these different things is just things we made up that we taught the other nations and they mysticized. Right? That's him. That's your Hawashai in the form of the death angel. You know what I'm saying? Sent here to do what he does when he don't pass over you. Put it like that, right? They put a black hood on him. They put the sickle because he's snatching your soul out your body. taking it back to the realm, right? That's the mysticism of the Grim Reaper. That's Hamashiach Yahushua putting your candlelight out and bringing your soul back to the Father, right? So that's what we got to understand. We taught ourselves these things back in the day, even through paganism, right? Because we knew that this was stuff we had to remember as a people. We weren't in our right minds then. We wasn't, teaching it a righteous way, but it was still being taught because it was things we knew spiritually were things we had to get right in order to get up out of here. And here we are still in 2024, still trying to teach these things, but from a biblical standpoint, right? Teaching it from the angle it's supposed to be taught from, without a mysticized figure, right? So, that's what we got to do. We got to continue to walk on this path like the brother was talking about, or he going to come as a thief and take your lights out. So, y'all got anything else before we get up out of here? Knock, are you here? Can you help us close this thing out? All right, bet.
Let me get Daniel real quick. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
All right, man. So y'all be on the class tomorrow. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's still gonna start at 11, right? Or he's starting earlier than that?
I thought it was 10.
Knock might have the
Salaki, I think it's listed as 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay, so tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Get y'all behinds up. Be on the class with Captain Aharon. All right. I know, Tazara, I'm finished. Just hold on a second, buddy. I'm almost done. So yeah, y'all get on the class at 10 a.m. Be on the class, ready to hold on a second, y'all. God, leave. My bad. The dog know I'm done. He trying to get me to speak English. But so we need y'all in the class 10 o'clock, right? No water in your hand unless you got like a condition or something like that. Come ready with your Bible, right? Your pens, your pads, your highlighters, because he's gonna go over some precepts. Y'all know Aharon. You know what I'm saying? It'll keep you in the spirit. It'll be something to have you be able to continue to fast in a happy mind state, right? And it'll give you something to do throughout that time, right? The whole marathon. It's gonna be a class with Aharon. The brothers in North Carolina gonna do something. I think California gonna have something going on, right? So we got brothers all over the place gonna be teaching, right? I think Kadar might even show his face, right? Out there in Texas. So got the other Texas brother on the call right now. So we're gonna have Texas in the building. We got Chicago up here with us right now, and I'm sure you're gonna see some of these brothers tomorrow as well. So y'all just be ready, man. Pull up, enjoy the marathon that we're gonna have. It's gonna be going on from 10 a.m. Eastern time to the end of the day, right? To sundown. So y'all pull up with us, enjoy the day with us, come have this holy convocation with us, and enjoy this Day of Atonement. All right. So with that, Captain, all the aristocrat.
Captain Yawasat, our profitable servant.
Officer Shemaiah.
Officer Kassad, yeah.
In the background, Officer Knock. Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Not sleep.
This is not a test. This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music.